Hey Jennifer, how are you, hun? I think they have a verdict. I was watching Judge McBurney's calendar. It was a little bit entertaining, the court that was going on whilst we were waiting for a verdict. We might get back into that if you guys want to roll back, but let's just get with the verdict. Um the verdict I think is in, so let's see what's going on. If you're on the replay or you're coming in, don't forget to tap in. You guys have been blowing up my inbox and want to talk about some things, and I'm gonna talk about that later on tonight because I haven't had a chance to. I haven't. You know what I mean. You know me. I process. So, like, I. So okay. So. Let's stay on track with, our priorities, okay? Because that's important. Let's see what the verdict is for Mr. Tuitt. I think we kind of know what the verdict's going to be, but let's just get it official, okay?
All right, Ms. Rivers, you ready to get back on the record? We are on the record in State versus Tuitt. Mr. Tuitt is in court with his lawyer, Ms. Fagan. We've got both our prosecutors here. Deputy Gordon tells me the jury has reached a verdict, so I will bring them out in a moment to receive that verdict. I'll ask folks in the gallery, whatever that verdict is, absorb it quietly. If you don't think you can, please step outside and someone can let you know what that verdict was after we get through the process. Mr. Abadi, anything we need to talk about before the jury comes out? Ms. Fagan? And I do want to get on the record that Exhibit 141 stayed with me up here on the bench during the jury's deliberations. All the other exhibits did go out per lawyer agreement. With that, let's bring the jurors out, please. Yes, but this case would not immunity motion. It's a perfect one for transparency.
I couldn't see.
It doesn't say.
I thought it was
They're supposed to
first
send
name
it.
and guy.
I know. That's how I thought when I looked in the document. I'm like, there's no. What are you talking about? They need to send that to us anyway.
Do further to come for.
Thank you, Deputy Gordon. Everyone else, please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my understanding that you, as a jury, collectively have reached a unanimous verdict. And whoever the foreperson is should say yes or no.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. If you could give the verdict form to Deputy Gordon, please. All right. I'm going to ask you as the foreperson to please stand. Have you and your colleagues reached a verdict?
Yes.
Was that verdict unanimous?
Yes.
And have you as the foreperson filled in and signed the verdict form?
Yes.
I'm going to ask you to publish the verdict, which means read the verdict as to each count into the record.
Okay. So we, the jury, find the defendant for count 1, murder, guilty. We find the defendant for count 2, felony murder with aggravated assault, guilty. For count 3, felony murder with possession of firearm, so count 7, we find the defendant guilty. For count 4, felony murder, use of a firearm, count 8, we find the defendant guilty. Count 5 for aggravated assault, we find the defendant guilty. Count 6, possession of a firearm
Well.
during commission of felony, we find the defendant guilty. Count 7, possession of a firearm by convicted felon, we find the defendant guilty.
Guilty.
Count 8, use of a firearm by a convicted felon, we find the defendant guilty. So
Okay.
say we all this 9th day of October 2025.
Thank you. Deputy Gordon, if you would get the verdict form to one of the prosecutors and then to Ms. Fagan.
Miss
Mr.
Fagan
Abadi,
didn't.
any objection?
I'm sorry, Miss Fagan did not do. I don't think she did her job to the fullest. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that he had a chance. Well, I'm not gonna say he didn't have a chance because he had a trial, right? He didn't have a chance with her. I'm gonna say it like that. And if this is not a public defender case, and I know she's a private attorney, but I don't know if she takes, cases like that, if she supplements with the public defender's office, I have no idea. But if they paid a coin for that, I would be pissed. I would be pissed. If I paid a coin for him to have some sort of defense and she did absolutely nothing, he really, and it was his choice. He didn't have to get on the stand. I know that. But what I'm saying is, only chance he stood was to be able to talk to the jury and tell them why he was scared, tell them why he was fearing for his life, and make it make sense, because there was nowhere that he was supposed to have a gun. The minute he put a gun in his hand, he was done. So once he put that gun in his hand, he'd already committed a felony. And then everything else that happened after that just went downhill. So where in the world did she think it wasn't time to put on a defense? I'm trying to figure out. She didn't really give him a defense at all because they had so much video evidence. She really didn't do anything to counter the video evidence. She lined him up for LWAP.
Objections to the form of the verdict.
And he was guilty on all 8 counts. But according to him, it was self-defense. I heard nothing about self-defense. All she said was he had the gun in his waistband. He could have did this. There was nothing where she expressed to the jury that this man was afraid for his life. He had just got his ass whooped. He threatened it, nothing. And maybe that none of that was there. So not that she needed to make anything up, but it's just like, why did he even bother? He should have just gone in on a non-negotiated guilty, and he might have gotten a lighter situation, and maybe they could have, tried to get onto Judge McBurney's sensibilities and see if he could have got something less. But now that he's been adjudicated with first-degree murder, it's a wrap.
Ms. Fagan, any objection to the form of the verdict? Mr. Abadi, any reason I cannot excuse the jury? Anything further from the state?
Nothing further from the state.
Ms. Fagan?
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the state as well as Mr. Tuitt and his lawyer, I want to thank you for your time. You gave us 4.5 days. We needed it. This was a case that required a cross-section of our community to listen carefully to the evidence, think about that evidence, and apply the law to the evidence that you received to reach the verdict that you did. I will take it from here with the litigants. I'm going to ask you to retire to the jury room. I'm going to have your alternate join you, and I'll come back and share a few more
You think
words.
she would have had to put on a
chat
show?
with you
She would have had to put on a show. Okay, well,
a little bit about the case.
I just
And
don't.
then you will
I
be
think that
released.
she
But thank you.
do her job to the best of her. I mean, I don't think that based on the law, she could have. There was nothing. They really didn't have anything. So no, I feel you on that. It just, if that were my family member, I would feel like she didn't do her job. Like all she did was sit there next to him. You know what I'm saying? He really didn't have anything to lose with all that video if he would have sat in the sat in the jury in the box, basically.
On behalf of Fulton County writ large, for your service.
All right, adjourned.
Well, he's getting ready to be escorted, remanded into the state's custody.
So we're going to take a quick break, and then what normally
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. My finger is so sensitive.
jurors come back out here if they want to, and then so we're going to take a quick break, and then what normally I have jurors come back out here if they want to interact. I'll have the jurors stay in the jury room, those who want to interact with the lawyers, and you all can chat with them if you want to chat with them. We are doing sentencing today. I have a plea to take, and I think I'll probably take that first, and then we'll do the sentencing, but I'm going to confer with Deputy Gordon about that. But immediately, I need to get with the jurors, so those who want to leave can leave, and then I'll let the lawyers know if any of them are interested in providing feedback, answering questions, that they'll do that there, so I can move forward with the other matter while you chat with them, and then we can do sentencing. Anything else from the state as to Mr. Tuitt's case? Ms. Fagan?
I was going to request not to do sentencing today,
And for what reason?
to be able to have this family present.
Are they local so that they could be, it's only 2:30.
I can reach out.
Okay, why don't you do that and let me know? I don't want, if his family was going to provide something that I ought to hear, you're certainly entitled to present that. I am anxious to wrap things up, but only consistent with your right to present what you want to present during sentencing. So if during the break we're taking, you could reach out. If they can be here at 4, that's great. If the answer is they can't be here at all, and this is happening before you thought it was going to happen, then we'll do it tomorrow. Okay? All right. True. I talked with Ms. Fagan about that. I want to say this. I want to thank the lawyers on both sides. This was very efficiently tried, and as usual, mutual respect, which makes this process so much easier for the jurors because it's about the facts and the weaknesses and the strengths of the evidence, and not this lawyer is this way and that lawyer is that way. So you were very, very professional in your work. I'm confident the jurors appreciated that. I will be back in a few minutes.
Well, this is, where was his family? Didn't they know he was in court this week? So now the family's not there. Is this the family over here? They said they wanted to take a minute so his family could be there. They know he was in court all week long for his life? Why are they just now coming because he got 8 guilties? You know what I'm saying? Come on now. Am I missing something? I could be, but why weren't they already there? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But the man's 30-something years old. He's grown. He's clearly a hothead. He said he's a real kill. I'm a real killer, nigga. And then Quintarius said, I'm a real killer too, nigga. Okay? That's what they were talking about before they one bought a one-way ticket to the jailhouse and the other one up to, checked out of the here and now. Just a mess. No point of waiting. Girl, I mean, yeah, let them come. Island Beauty, he said, I'm a real killer, nigga. That's what Miss Raquel James said. Was it Raquel or was it who was it that heard them say that? Somebody heard them say that. Oh, not Raquel. Excuse me. That was Mr. Forte. Mr. Forte recounted their back and forth. Okay. I know they are happy. They're going to go into the office and get high fives. Okay. Okay. Stacking them deep. Okay. Bringing law and order and justice to the land of Fulton County. The lawmakers. Okay. Let's see. That's what he said. That's what he said. That is what he said. Okay. Absolutely. Okay. So let's advance because we got some time on our side. They're sitting at the table. If them folks not coming, let them come see you down to the jail. I don't think it's fair for the victims to have to take a whole nother day off from work. It's bad enough that they lost their loved one. Why do I need to take off a whole nother day? Because the people decided not to come and support. Now we got to wait for them to come across town in Atlanta during, busy traffic. Girl. All right. All I know is Miss Jones Cooper, her colors are popping with her red hair. I love the powder blue with her red hair. And Mr. Abadi looks sharp every day. But yeah, guys, if you're just now coming in, Cordarra Tuitt was found guilty on all 8 counts by a jury of his peers in Fulton County. The verdict was unanimous. Judge McBurney thanked the jury, and they are off to the side now. One thing I did notice is Nicole Fagan did not request that the jury be polled. Sometimes the attorneys will say that they want each juror to validate what their vote was and to affirm that, was this your vote? Was this your vote? Is this accurate? That whole thing. She didn't bother to do it. I don't know. Miss Fagan might be just, I don't know. You know what I mean? This guy's going away for the rest of his life. If he's going to, possibly, but I think with the murder one, it's LWAP. Especially with the gun on his flesh, the way that the first round went off, the stippling and all of the things, and they gave him some aggravating factors. Also, the fact that he's a felon and he killed somebody, felony possession of a weapon. She might be distracted, girl. She was over there texting and everything before the verdict came through, so she might just have some other things on her mind. She might. Did you guys see Kayla Bumpus may have had her baby? Hold on a second. I think she did. Because her little update said that was exhausting. And then her husband, Mr. Jackson, is over there holding what looks to be like a brand new fresh baby. That was exhausting. Hold on, let me see. Phew, that was exhausting, she says. Can I make this bigger? Hold on. Phew, that was exhausting. Okay. But she doesn't have anything else, of course. Hold on a second. Let me pivot. SB. This is it. Hold on. Girl, look at that belly. Looks like a brand new fresh baby 10 hours ago. Thank you, God, for blessing me with my precious son, 7. From the moment he took his first breath, I knew you had trusted me with one of your greatest gifts, I ask you to cover him with your divine protection. So I don't know if I'm assuming this is the new baby, but girl, there's people are saying congratulations, congratulations. Um, your greatest gifts, I ask you to cover him with your divine protection. I don't see anything about thank you for my wife. Maybe let me keep reading. Your divine protection will fill his life with peace, purpose, and joy. Let your light guide every step he takes. Let his heart be pure, his spirit strong, and his dreams big. Surround him with love that never fails and wisdom that keeps him grounded. God, when the world feels heavy, be his comfort. When his life gets confusing, be his clarity. When he grows and begins to find his way, let him always remember that you are his source, his strength, and his home. Bless me, bless, bless me, God, to lead him with patience, faith, grace, to show him what love looks like, even in hard times. May his name 7 carry meaning, purpose, and favor wherever he goes. And what about and mother and baby are okay? I mean, that's why I'm just like, did she have the baby? I didn't see Mrs. Bumpus or Miss Jackson anywhere on his page. I don't understand that. So yeah, I don't know. But he looks like he just had a baby. Anyway. Anywho, let's get back over here. Just a little break for gossip. Just a little gossy gossip. Okay. Benita Applebaum's comment says he look a damn mess. He look a damn mess. Okay. He looked like he just gave birth. Okay. So yes. Uh, y'all, they are just snickerdoodle happy over there. She's probably like, I just messaged the boss. I just messaged Big F, and she said she messaged me back. Everyone can get it, and he's like, mm-hmm. High five. High fives across the board. Let's get back to the office with our win. Fonnie said, good job, guys. Way to go. This has been a whole wait around day. Oh, okay. I mean, he's got to be getting LWAP. He had first degree premeditated murder. Well, not premeditated, but it was Okay, let's talk about this real quick while we're waiting. Did you guys hear about the lady who killed somebody leaving out of PetSmart because she was mad because the lady didn't thank her coming out of PetSmart? She looked crazy as hell. Hold on a second. Girl. Woman shot and killed in Dallas parking lot after alleged argument over saying thank you. Let me tell you something. If you're waiting, I have manners, and I'm not saying that the lady who was killed killed doesn't have manners, but I would have immediately said it wouldn't have crossed my mind to not say thank you, but maybe she was distracted, busy. I'm not saying that directed towards the victim, but I'm just saying but what I'm also saying is if you are going to do something and you expect a return on it, don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you feel like cuz you hold a door open for another woman, like okay, that's a nicety and everything, but that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't do it. If you feel like you need a return on your kindness, don't do it. You know what I mean? I've got an apostle and the apostle. Is it not the word of God to say, be a cheerful giver? And as a cheerful giver, you give and you give and you give. You might not get, even if the giving is just opening a door. You give without return. That is being a cheerful giver. Is that correct? So this chick held open a door and she expected a thank you. She didn't get a thank you and she shot lady down, okay? Let me read y'all what it says. This cuckoo bird over here. What you need to know is Cecilia Simpson, 41, was shot multiple times and died after an alleged dispute with another woman in a Dallas parking lot. Kiana Zakuyai Hampton was arrested and charged with murder after allegedly shooting Simpson on Tuesday, October 7th. After Hampton was arrested, officials say she admitted to detectives that she fought with Simpson, pulled out a gun, and shot her. A woman was fatally shot after she allegedly asked another woman to say thank you. Cecilia Simpson, 41, was killed in a parking lot outside PetSmart in Dallas on Tuesday, October 7th, when Kiana Crazy Hampton, 22, has been charged with murder for allegedly shooting Simpson multiple times, per a Dallas police report. There's the news release. Hold on. What's the news release say? On October 7th at 1 p.m., Dallas police responded to a shooting at the 2500 block of Wheatland Road. A preliminary investigation determined that 41-year-old Cecilia Simpson had been shot several times by 22-year-old Miss Hampton, who left the scene prior to officers' arrival. Dallas Fire Rescue responded to the scene and transported Miss Simpson to a local hospital where she later was pronounced dead. Miss Hampton was located and arrested later that day. She is currently being charged with murder. The ongoing investigation is documented under case number blah blah blah. Okay. Let's get back to the story. Hold on. Oh, did it just Oh, okay. A fatal encounter happened after Simpson reportedly held the door open for Hampton and they were both leaving the Five Below store. Okay. Per WFAA, when Hampton didn't thank Simpson, police say that the two women engaged in a verbal altercation, according to CBS News, citing the arrest affidavit. According to the outlet, Simpson and her daughter, you gotta be kidding. According to the outlet, Simpson and her daughter drove to the shopping center's PetSmart. They told the employees Hampton was allegedly following them. Police say Hampton then went into PetSmart and argued with the witness, left the store, and returned minutes later. Hampton and Simpson then began arguing inside PetSmart again. The employee asked all three to leave the store. I smell a lawsuit. Why'd you ask me to leave the store? This bitch is following me around and harassing me, and I came to spend some coin. A witness who reportedly is an ER nurse told Fox 4 the shooter was saying, "Come outside. Let's handle this outside. Let's fight outside." And the mom and daughter were just telling her to go away. Once they left the store, Hampton allegedly threw a drink bottle and Simpson's vehicle in the parking lot. The mother and daughter tried to get in the car and de-escalate the situation, but the lady wasn't having it, the nurse told the outlet. Simpson then continued arguing with Hampton, which turned into a physical altercation. Simpson hit Hampton several times and yelled at her to leave. Simpson's daughter told police per CBS News. I hate that her daughter had to see all of that. Authorities were alerted to the shooting in the parking lot around 1 p.m. Dallas Fire and Rescue transported Simpson to Methodist Central Hospital, where she was pronounced dead. Can you believe that? Hours later, authorities located and arrested Hampton, according to DPD news release. She was then taken into custody and reportedly told detectives that she and Simpson had a verbal dispute per the affidavit, according to CBS News. Hampton told investigators that she was just trying to get Simpson away from her, per the affidavit. Hampton was booked into Dallas County Jail. Where am I? Jail records for Hampton did not indicate that bond had been set. The investigation is ongoing. Y'all, don't even talk to these strangers out here. Okay, perfect example. Like, some of these people out here are fucking crazy, and you know what I'm saying? You got to just ignore them. Some people just really deserve to be put on ignore, and some people are very dangerous. And it's sad because that lady was with her daughter. We don't know if the daughter was a minor or not. I'll see if I can get my hands on the police report. Some of these places you can't get your hands on anything, but we'll see. Let's get back to the courtroom. But yeah, that's what's going on. Some foolishness in Dallas, y'all. Isn't that terrible? Let me see while we're waiting for the sentencing if I can pull up the arrest affidavit. They said the Dallas jail. This trick. Y'all, look at her. I think this is her mugshot. Look. Baby. Baby, no. Mm-mm. Surveillance video showed Hampton driving away from the location, a black Ford 500. Dallas police went to the registered owner's driver's license address to conduct an undercover surveillance. Officers saw Hampton on the balcony of an apartment. She was still wearing the same clothes and appeared to match the person seen in the surveillance video, according to the affidavit. The affidavit sounds like a fool. I got to get my hands on that. Officers received cell phone video of the shooting. Police said the video showed the argument and several gunshots were heard as the police recording the video turned the phone. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, Judge McBurney came back for a second. Hold on. Okay. Judge McBurney came back for a minute, but that's not our case. Officer received cell phone video of the shooting. Police said the video showed the argument and several gunshots were heard as the person recording the video turned the phone. The suspect was seen quickly walking away from Simpson, who was laying on the ground. The suspect was seen in the video in a black and silver gun in her hands. Oh, this is the ER nurse that tried to help. Wow, this is a more thorough report right here. She waived her rights and confirmed she argued with Simpson and the witness, and she said she went into PetSmart twice and continued the argument. She said she threw a drink bottle at Simpson. Okay, she's another Afeni Muhammad. She's just another one like that. This is one of the witnesses. PetSmart location. Sis looks crazy as a bag of rocks. Here, look at Miss Simpson, y'all. Awful. Awful. Okay, Southeast Oak Cliff area. All my Dallas people, all my Texans. This was in Oak Cliff. A mess. Okay. Wait a second, y'all. Ooh, what's going on here? Shackle shuffle? Hold up.
Tomorrow morning? All right, Mr. Body, can you be here tomorrow morning? Well, can someone from your office be here to handle the sentencing? Okay, why don't you check with them? Because we can always do a two-part sentencing as well and hear from everyone on Mr. Wright's side. So why don't you guys confer? All right, I need to get a lot of paper.
Yes.
We approach this around, just on the same page, there's a lot of
Sure.
moving parts here, make sure we're okay. We're on. So we expect resolve, let's see, let me make sure.
So I have 5 cases on the calendar.
So there's 2 probation revocations, 3 2024 indictments, and 3 2025 acquisitions.
You know what, Judge McBurney, this is like ADD court. You know what I mean? Like you if you're agile and you can keep up, baby, this would not bother you. But for some people, this would bother them. The unpredictability of what Judge McBurney's court seems to be like. For me, I'm just like, ooh, this is exciting. It's just like it just keeps on going. But this is definitely giving like ADD court vibes because there's so much going on. It's like, okay, next case. Okay, this case is on hold. We're going to go find something out. Let's bring up the next people. Like they're not trying to waste a minute of time.
I wrote it down.
Okay.
They're all 2025.
I think so, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Because we've got it.
That Excel spreadsheet was now.
Oh, good.
To you, Judge, I see you.
Yeah, I think we're
done
on
it as
yeah.
well.
You didn't send it to me.
I didn't send it to you because I try to keep your inbox easy.
Okay, well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, this spreadsheet, so it keeps track of the cases and the locations and the victims. And the order for actually the whole. That's what it takes. Judge, you're
I can get it from Ms. Nelson if
Oh, that was report to you, right?
you'll send it. Thank you.
I'll put Doug on it so he knows.
Oh, I see.
All right, once I get the spreadsheet, we can get started.
I mean, triple list.
Got it. The spreadsheet is of the new cases?
Yes,
Okay,
and not the probation cases.
got it. So it's 6 new cases, 2 probation revocations. That's the 13 SC and the 24 SC.
Correct.
All right, got it. All right, Ms. Rivers, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go on the record in just a moment. Let me add. There we go, a camera. And we're gonna go on the record in the matters involving, what's your last name, sir?
Hassan.
It is Hassan. You're listed in a couple different ways just because sometimes they flip names around when you're getting booked in. We have Mr. Hassan here in court with one of his lawyers, Mr. Amar. We have Ms. Davis for the state. And it's my understanding, Mr. Hassan, that you are prepared to enter pleas in 6 cases. They are all new charges. Some of the conduct may have been a little while ago, but, and I think they are all second-degree burglaries.
Yes, Judge.
And at the same time, we'll be handling 2 revocations from some second-degree burglaries, one from long, long ago, 2013, and the other more recently in 2024. Is that your understanding?
Yes, sir.
Okay. For us to get through all that, you need to be put under oath. Ms. Davis will take care of that. She will be asking you questions about your cases and about your rights. You need to answer those truthfully and completely. You should feel free to ask for a break anytime you want to talk to Mr. Amar about something. You're welcome to ask me, but I need you to let me know if you, at some point, you ever get confused or need to talk to your lawyer. Will you do that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Davis?
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony that you will give in this matter before the court shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, you can put your hand now down. Please state your true, correct, and legal name.
Abdul Hakeem Hassan Jr.
Can you spell your first and last name?
ABDULHASAN.
At this time, are you under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or medication?
No.
Is there any medication that you normally take that you have not taken today?
No,
How old are you and how far have you gone in school?
58 in 3 years of college.
Are you able to read, write, and understand the English language?
Yes,
Are you a United States citizen?
yes.
Do you understand that you're charged with the following offenses? Judge, you want me to just list out the accusation one time in this portion or just the last three?
When you say the last three, I'm not
I'm
sure what you
sorry,
mean.
indictment numbers and accusation numbers.
Oh, yeah, let's just do we haven't listed, I didn't list all the cases. So for this first time, if you'll go full board, 25 SC, but the rest of the way through, you can just say 450, 651.
Understood.
Thanks.
Okay. Mr. Hassan, do you understand that you're charged in indictment 25 SC 450, with burglary in the second degree, 2 counts, and possession of tools for the commission of a crime?
Yes,
Do you understand that you're charged in 25 SC 4651, 2 counts of burglary in the second degree?
yes,
You're charged in indictment 25 SC 4660, 2 counts of burglary in the second degree and theft by deception.
yes,
You're charged in accusation 25 SC 6228, burglary in the second degree,
Not
2
theft by
counts.
deception.
yes,
In accusation 25 SC 6229, burglary in the second degree, 1 count.
yes,
And lastly, in accusation 25 SC 6230, burglary in the second degree, 1 count.
yes,
Do you understand that you have the right to plead either guilty or not guilty to these charges? And if you plead not guilty or remain silent, you may receive a jury trial.
yes.
Have you had enough time to speak with your lawyer, Mr. Amar, about all the facts and circumstances known to you regarding the charges and the indictments and accusations, including any potential defenses?
Yes.
Do you need more time to discuss this case with your attorney?
No, not at this moment.
Are you satisfied with his services?
Yes,
Attorney Amar, do you waive formal reading of the indictment and accusations and any and all defects therein for the purposes of this plea, including his name being entered backwards in several of the indictments?
Inverted a few times. Yes, we waive those.
Mr. Hassan, do you remember being arrested on these charges?
yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, the state is unaware of any outstanding warrants related to this matter. I will say, just for the record, there was one warrant that was dismissed at the prelim. And so that's the only other one I know that's outstanding and lingering. Mr. Amar, are you aware of any outstanding warrants related to these cases?
Not to these cases, but I am aware of an out-of-state warrant.
Understood.
When the warrant you're referring to, does that mean there is a set of Fulton County charges that we're not resolving today?
No, Your Honor, it was, some of these cases had multiple warrant numbers associated with them, and one of them, I'm not sure why, was dismissed at the preliminary hearing level.
Okay.
So just in case.
Got it. But you feel like,
And I filed it down.
okay, you feel like you've swept up all the open cases into various accusations or indictments?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Can I ask, has there been an MPTJ or no process on that unindicted case?
Well, it was a part of one of these cases,
I see.
and there was a dismissal order entered by the judge.
At the
for one.
prelim,
Mhm.
but not at the Superior Court level.
Correct.
All right. Well,
And I did no process and file it down.
They got it.
Okay.
That's what it is. Thank you.
Mr. Hassan, has your attorney advised you of the minimum and maximum sentence for each charge to which you are pleading to today?
Yes, yes,
Okay. For burglary in the second degree, because this is a second or subsequent charge, you're previously convicted of a burglary in the second degree. So that timeline is a minimum of 1 year and a maximum of 8 years.
Yes.
For possession of tools for the commission of a crime, it is a minimum of 1 year, a maximum of 5. And then for the theft by deception, it was indicted as a misdemeanor. So the maximum sentence would be 12 months.
Yes.
Do you understand that today you're entering a negotiated plea of guilty, which will mean the state will make a recommendation to the court?
yes, ma'am.
Do you understand the court is not required to accept the state's recommended sentence?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand the court has the right to sentence you to the maximum possible sentence on each charge?
Yes,
Do you understand that there are multiple charges to which you are pleading to today, and the court has the right to sentence you consecutively or one after the other?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that this plea may be used to enhance sentencing on other convictions in this jurisdiction as well as other jurisdictions, including federal courts?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that if you're not a United States citizen, a guilty plea conviction will affect your immigration status and will result in deportation, just like a conviction at a trial would? And that's true regardless of any advice by your attorney or anyone else.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that by pleading guilty to a felony, if you use, receive, possess, or transport a firearm or use a firearm in a crime, you'd be guilty of a felony, which can carry a sentence from 1 to 15 years in prison?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand there may be other adverse or unfavorable consequences as a result of this guilty plea conviction, just as there would be from a conviction following a trial?
Yes, ma'am.
For example, your guilty plea may affect the right to vote, to hold public office, to serve on a jury, to obtain a passport, to receive, possess, or transport a firearm, or the ability to obtain employment.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you waive any and all defenses, including any mental health defenses, by entering a plea of guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that by pleading guilty, you're giving up the following rights? And I'm going to go over 9 and then ask you, do you understand? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
The right to a trial by jury, the right to remain silent and not incriminate yourself, the right to confront witnesses against you, the right to the assistance of counsel hired by you or to court-appointed counsel if you cannot afford an attorney at a trial of your case, the right to the presumption of innocence, the right to testify on your own behalf and to present other evidence, the right to subpoena witnesses and compel the production of evidence, the right to have the charges against you proved beyond a reasonable doubt, and the right to appeal if convicted of these charges after a trial.
Yes, ma'am. Honest.
Do you understand that you may have only a limited right to appeal this guilty plea conviction?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you have only 4 years from today for the felony charges and 12 months from today for the misdemeanor charge to file a habeas corpus petition challenging the voluntariness of this guilty plea?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you plead to the charges? An indictment number 450, burglary in the second degree, 2 counts, and possession of tools for the commission of a crime.
Guilty.
How do you plead an indictment 651, burglary in the second degree, 2 counts?
Guilty.
How do you plead in 660, burglary in the second degree, 2 counts, and theft by deception?
Guilty.
How do you plead in 228, burglary in the second degree, 2 counts?
Guilty, ma'am.
How do you plead to 229, burglary in the second degree, 1 count?
Guilty.
How do you plead to 230, burglary in the second degree, 1 count?
Guilty.
Has anyone forced you, threatened you, or promised you anything to get you to enter this guilty plea?
No, ma'am.
Is it your decision to waive these rights and enter a guilty plea because you are in fact guilty?
Yes.
Is this guilty plea freely and voluntarily given with the full knowledge of the charges against you?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, the state believes the evidence would show in indictment 450 that on
Do you mind closing the door to the jury room, please? Thank you.
that on December 3rd, 2020,
This is 450?
yes, Judge.
Okay,
And there's 2 different dates in this indictment.
okay.
On December 3rd, 2022, officers were actually dispatched 2 days later to the location of 3525 Piedmont Road. There, they met with the caller, who was Michael Marr. Michael Marr owns a business at that address, the Marr Law Firm. And earlier that morning, he had noticed that some of his belongings were disturbed. There was an envelope that contained check stubs that was missing. Officer was able to review the security footage and saw that a black male wearing a gray hoodie entered that business. That individual was later identified as the defendant, Mr. Hassan. And Mr. Marr advised that there were at least 15 or so debit cards that were taken from the property as well. On June 2nd, 2023, at that same, building complex at 3565 Piedmont Road, and this is in 2023, there was again a report of a burglary at the location. Mr. Hurd was the person, the caller that the officer spoke with, and he was able to, I guess, point out footage that identified Mr. Hassan. At this point, officers knew and were familiar with the individual because there had been several burglaries that were reported in the area. And Mr. Hassan did enter that facility with the intent to commit a theft. They are also able to review footage from that June 2nd date and see that Mr. Hassan had in his possession a screwdriver which he used to pry open several doors, and there was a dent in the screwdriver was actually bent. And so that is a tool that's commonly used to commit burglaries and break into properties. With indictment 651, the state believes the evidence would show that on December 9th, 2024, at the location of 6285 Barfield Road and 5901 Peachtree Dunwoody Road, and these are in Sandy Springs, Georgia, the officers were dispatched to these locations. Upon arrival, officers were able to meet with an individual who reported that the suspect, who they were now familiar with, which is the defendant, who had been involved in several commercial burglaries in the area, did follow behind a FedEx employee and entered that facility. It was at that time that Mr. Hassan stayed and hid out in the restroom until the building closed. And then they were able to observe him on CCTV, pulling on doors. He was able to enter the property of Cordarra and Hosen. Those are two businesses. Quarterra, Quarterra is a business, and Hosen, Hoisen, is also a business that has a suite in that facility. I believe it's the Palisades building. The defendant was able to take an iPad, some laptops from that location. And again, he was confirmed to be the defendant who had been frequenting the area. And 660 on November 11, 2024 at 400 Embassy Road.
He's definitely bold. Okay, you guys, I went over to Dallas County. I looked up, I can't see the file. I found her in, let me just try to cover this. Hold on. It's got her DOB on there. I don't know if that matters. I guess I'll find out. There she is. Girl. Ma'am is over there in Dallas County. She doesn't have a bond. Miss Kiana Hamilton, or Hampton rather. I did just send a FOIA. I did just request, I went on a limb and asked for the arrest report, the warrant, and the body worn camera footage. Hey, why not? Right? I mean, all you can do is ask out here and see if you get. I don't know. But I just sent it to the sheriff. I put in a request. Girl, we'll see if we get an answer. You know what I'm saying? Like, all we can do is put out a request. Some places are better about getting information back than others, but we can hope, right? I mean, if People Magazine got it, why can't we have it? So I guess we'll find out, right? Okay, let's get back to the sentencing. Let's get back.
Row. This is also in Sandy Springs. The defendant broke into several suites.
He's got a lot going on.
Officers were dispatched to that location the following day. They were able to see that the defendant had broken into Tongue Tie Laser Center. He also reportedly broke into Donaldson Capital Management. From there, he was able to retrieve from those businesses laptops. Those same laptops were pawned at Value Pawn, and that location is 21 Decatur Street in Atlanta, Georgia. In 228, The defendant on November 15th, 2024, did break into the property of 5909 Peachtree Dunwoody Road in Sandy Springs. There, he was able to break into Sago, S-A-G-O, which is a business, and Centerfact, S-Y-N-E-R-F-A-C, also a business. Officers were dispatched to that location in reference to several burglaries in that office building. They watched surveillance footage, again, able to observe and identify Mr. Hassan as the individual who had broken into those office suites as he was captured on CCTV. In 229, on December 5th, 2024, at that very same location, 5909 Peachtree Dunwoody Road in Sandy Springs, the defendant did break into the office suite of Gannett, G-A-N-N-E-T-T. Officers reported to a burglary call. There they met with an employee of Gannett. He explained that, of course, they saw him on the surveillance cameras about in the early morning hours. And he disconnected and stole 3 laptops. And lastly, Judge, in 230 on November 27, 2024, the defendant did go on the property of 5901 Peachtree Dunwoody Road in Sandy Springs, Georgia, and again vandalized the property of Hosen, H-I-O-S-S-E-N. And officers were able to identify the defendant because they saw him on surveillance footage and were familiar with the defendant.
Did he just keep bonding out, or there was just a big bolo for Mr. Hassan as Sandy Springs collected more and more video surveillance saying, that's the same guy, we can't catch him, but these are the same addresses he's going to.
Yes, and that's my understanding of it, because the way the cases were created and the warrants were entered, they entered all of the warrants on every case. And so it seems like they're being familiar, they know exactly who this person is, and then that last time they were able to capture Mr. Hassan and then
Okay.
associate him with all these cases.
Okay.
The state's recommendation. We are in lieu of a plea to all of these cases and his probation hearing. We are withdrawing our recidivist notice, and we are asking for the defendant to be sentenced to 8 years, to serve 2 years of that in custody. The balance of that to be probated, for him to complete an anti-theft course, to stay away from all incident locations. And I'm tempted to say Sandy Springs and just in general, but
Right.
definitely those buildings, those office facilities.
So after all that, I guess it was 6 cases or 8 cases. 8 years to do 2. I guess he would be on community supervision. But he's probably already, I didn't even look up his case, y'all. I didn't look up, because I was looking up the other ladies, the crazy ladies case in Dallas. I guess let's see what Judge McBurney does, because in light of everything that's been going on in the country, I don't know if someone like him, who seems to have problems with his hands, Judge McBurney, I'm sure, has bills and mortgage and likes going on vacation and paying his dues on time and all those things. People are not happy with anyone who is not tough on crime right now.
To have no contact with the victims, which I don't expect him to, their companies, and for him to complete 60 hours community service and no further violations of the law.
You know that's
So maybe Mr. Amar is going to get to this. Something's going on in Mr. Hassan's life that he is a serial, emphasis on serial burglar. He's breaking into place after place after place. And this sentence says you go to jail for a little while, take an anti-theft course, but then he'll go to in theory, could go to another office complex that's just not in Sandy Springs. Is there something more that's been brought to your attention that we could address, so that an outside observer might think something other than why wouldn't he revert to his former ways after he gets out?
Yes, and Judge, as you know, we've spent a lot of time with the Georgia. I'll let Mr. Amar share a little bit more personal about what is going on, but he may benefit from some of the DOC programming that I've heard you mention in the past, so that he can kind of redirect his life.
Okay. Good afternoon, Ms. Jackson. Thank you for joining us. Do you have information about Mr. Hassan's criminal history?
Yes, good afternoon, Your Honor. There are 41 cycles.
Ooh,
The
ooh, ooh.
last arrest was October the 11th,
Ooh.
2024,
My
out
God.
of North Carolina for a chartered financial institution and from an institution in forgery. There was no disposition for the
He sounds just like Nesto. I'm sorry.
arrest. The only probation that was listed in the GCIC was the one for 24 SC 003123 for burglary in the second degree. That disposition date was August the 23rd, 2024, and the term is for 5 years. He does have prior felony convictions, one in 2021 out of DeKalb County for burglary in the second degree, one in 2017 for possession of Schedule 1 or 2 with the intent to distribute, one in 2014 for 2 counts of burglary in the second degree and 2 counts of theft by taking, one in 2008 for 3 counts of burglary, one in 2006 for 2 counts of burglary, one in 2003 out of DeKalb County for burglary.
Let me just say this real quick. I'm looking at the prosecutor like, sis, what kind of fugazi sentence were you trying to give him? Now you look bad. Now you're not you're law enforcement, sis. Why are you over here giving him a little slap on the wrist for what? The judge, ma'am, you should have thought about that one, because at the end of the day, that's ridiculous. If he was found guilty on everything he's accused of, he would be spending way more time in jail than that. And if he goes out and kills somebody, all of y'all's jobs are on the line, because today we got a president that he talk about anybody. Okay. He'll talk about me. He'll talk about you. He'll talk about anybody. You will be dragged across the streets. Okay. So this is not the time right now to be giving itty bitty cute sentences to people who have proven themselves to not be worthy to get that, because there are people out here who may just need a second chance. This guy is well into middle age and has a bunch of damn cycles. And are you kidding me?
And theft by taking, an additional one in 2003 out of DeKalb County, the theft by receiving stolen property. It's another one in 2003 for possession of controlled substance, one in 2002 for theft by receiving stolen property, and forgery in the first degree. And
Look how he's
3 counts
looking.
of forgery in the first degree, and financial or transaction card fraud, one in 1999 out of DeKalb County for financial or transaction card theft and forgery in the first degree. One misdemeanor conviction that was listed in 2021 out of DeKalb County for theft by shoplifting. Nothing in addition, Your Honor. Sorry.
That's all right. That was plenty. I appreciate that.
Screaming. Judge McBurney is funny, y'all. He is funny. Look at the prosecutor, girl. You over here looking a little bit sus right now. Sis, I'm having to stank eye you, just a stank side eye, okay? Because you talking about 2 years, and he probably going to get some time served because he's already been in that piece. So you gonna let him walk out so he can go run to another spot and go bother good paying American citizens making money and have to come out and see a window broken and all of this foolishness? Come on now. That's ridiculous.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Amar.
All right, good afternoon, Judge. First of all, we're hoping that we haven't breached it yet, but I want to make sure that he still has 2 open probation cases, and I think the understanding is that all this will run together, and I don't know if the court's waiting to hear from probation officer independently of that. And I don't know how the court likes to merge those together, but I don't want to.
Well, why don't what I do like to get from Ms. Simpson is how much time remains. So why don't we get that out there?
Okay.
Ms. Simpson, in the 13 SC case, how much time remains?
6 years, 4 months, and 1 day.
All right.
He has a 13 SC case. So from 2013, he has 6 years plus remaining on a case so when he goes away, he's going away for a minute. He's going away for a minute because he's got time on probation. So with the probation violation, he's going away for some time.
Right, and the 24 SC?
3 years, 10 months,
Oh.
13 days.
Huh.
Okay, got it.
So if she gives him 2 years, he'll get an additional 2 years to his probation violation unless he merges everything together and lets him do everything concurrent rather than consecutively. But no, I mean, he needs 10 years to cool off and figure out what he wants to do with his hands.
And that 24 SC case, that was a kind of August of 24 sentence, something like that. I think that's what Ms. Jackson said. So Mr. Hassan was sentenced in August of 24 to however much it was. Here we are now. And since then, he picked up a bunch of the cases we're resolving. Okay.
So, Judge, we have been working with Mr. Hassan for a while, and the plan or hope was to get Mr. Hassan into treatment. So I think the underlying factor that the judge sort of referenced, alluded to, or intimated is his addiction. I mean, he's had an addiction problem. He's served in the Navy for a number of years. He came out of that after serving for, I believe, 4 years. And I think his addiction started pretty soon after that. One of the things we worked on and tried to do, and he's worked very hard to try to arrange treatment on his own. Our team, our social workers, our lawyers have also tried to arrange treatment. And actually, he got accepted into Hope House and at a 60-day window from July to basically September, which is now over. But just we were hoping to maybe put that on the table early, but that we missed that window, and Ms. Davis knows, but that there's been efforts to look around at treatment programs. We've had a number of conversations, as well as Mr. Hassan has tried through the jail to get into the jails program. There's an in-house program there. He's also worked with a number of folks at the jail to look at treatment programs outside. So treatment, and so treatment is the issue for him, and the addiction is the issue. It's a mental health issue that really, all these cases are all property cases or drug cases that relate to his addiction.
When you say he's tried to get into treatment courses in the jail, that tried, but it didn't work. He's been in almost a year.
Yeah, we submitted request after request after request, even talked with her. She said, hold on. She just never accept it. I don't know why. She never did, never reason why.
She didn't explain why. Okay.
And even our efforts in dealing with some of the jail folk said that Mr. Hassan had to ask personally. We tried to go around they said he's got to ask. He asked the best we could tell. So my only point here isn't whether they accepted him or not. It's just that we want to identify the issue and the issue that both our office as well as Mr. Hassan has been trying to deal with. I should also add that he's only really sort of touched treatment, if you will, in these 20 years or almost 25 years of addiction and engagement with the legal system a couple times. And one of them was through this court, where he went through accountability court. It was 8 years ago, and went through the veterans program into a program where he stayed for a couple weeks, and it didn't, he left. It didn't work then. He had a teeny bit of other involvement, but he hasn't really been into serious treatment, or the one serious attempt did not failed. I mean, he admits it, he wasn't ready. He's written a letter, I think I shared with Ms. Davis.
So now that he's grown AF,
He
now he's
acknowledges
ready
his
for it
failure
to
then.
work. I'm not buying it. You know how many people who are addicted to drugs go to work every day and they just spend all their coin on their drugs? So he's got the type of drug addiction that he just thinks it's okay for him to go steal from everybody. That's his drug, because he looks fine. And if he's a veteran, or not even if he has finished his service, they want to talk about him being military. Doesn't he get a check? So he should be getting a check. He should be getting VA. If he's a veteran, he should have veteran benefits. If he finished his service, he should have some benefits. I'm not buying this story. I'm just buying that this was a convenient story, but I don't know that this is his story.
And he wants to try again. He wrote that letter, months ago, as an effort to sort of explain where he's at and an effort to try to open up a door for further treatment. So, as you know, we kept hoping that accountability court would accept him, or that at least we could arrange an outside program that would be acceptable to the court. At the same time, he's willing to take accountability for all the things where he's at and the things he's done. He's willing to take this plea, but I would also add, Judge, as you know, we will stay with Mr. Hassan into prison and afterwards. And one of our social workers is here to work with him. If Xandria Redding, if the court wants to hear from her a bit, but we're not giving up on him no matter what happens. But I think he knows he needs treatment, and that's what we hope, and that's what we're going to keep trying to provide for him, whether it's today or it's in 2 years from now. So, Xandria, you can go ahead. Come on, Xandria.
While she's coming up, I have a question for Ms. Simpson. Well, I think I know the answer. There's ample time left on probation to get Mr. Hassan some custodial drug treatment through DCS, but we've got all these other cases, and if there were an equivalent amount of custodial time there, he'd really be doing GDC time and not DCS time. Is that right?
Based off of if we were moving forward with the recommended sentence, yes.
When you say the recommended sentence, meaning what Ms. Davis said?
Yeah.
Well, let me give you a hypothetical. I say revoke X years, and that's more than enough time for Mr. Hassan to be on the wait list and then get into DCS's RSAT.
Our percent, you would hypothetically, it would be a time served.
And then he's in RSAT.
Yes.
Right, but so I revoke X so he can get in there, but I know how long that is, and so what I also do is sentence him to X on these new cases, so that he has in parallel this revocation that would be sending him to RSAT, but also a sentence that would be sending him to the Department of Corrections. Which road does he go down?
The new case would, I believe, because the two would need to match, because you can either go one way or the other.
Right,
So either it's a time served and the rest is on probation and then you go to our program.
right,
Or it's a custodial time and then you go to PDC.
okay. All right, I'll probably circle back to that. Tell me about Mr. Hassan's treatment, or what you've been helping him with.
Mr. Hassan has made treatment relatively easy for me as a social worker. Like Mr. Amar said, he has been reaching out to programs. We've been meeting, doing some general counseling, encouraging him to stay sober while he is in custody. But most of the work he's kind of done on his own. He's been trying to reach out to facilities. I had facilities call me before I get a chance to reach out to them to let me know that Mr. Hassan is interested. I've had counselors in the jail reach out to me and let me know Mr. Hassan is interested in programs that they have also assisted with researching for him. So,
Why do you think Mr. Hassan struggles to be admitted to these programs? He's knocked on so many doors, and it sounds like none has opened for him.
well, with treatment in general, it's difficult to get into a lot of the programs. And it wasn't an issue with him getting in the program. I think initially when he was accepted into Hope House, there was that window where we were waiting on court. And so his acceptance into that program expired.
Okay.
He also wants something a little more structured like accountability court, and so we were pushing, trying to get into accountability court, and they got denied. So I don't think it was an issue of difficulty in getting in a program. I think it was an issue of timing and.
Look at the prosecutor's face. This is what I'm gonna say. He's clearly not on anything right now. I mean, he's obviously in jail, but if you can't get into a program, they may feel like they have people who are like active addiction that need priority. If you have the willpower to be able to stop, there are some people, it doesn't matter if they don't have money, they're going to get drugs, they're going to prostitute themselves out, they're going to do whatever they got to do to get the money. He's not giving that. So because he doesn't seem to be in active crisis, they're pulling people in who need services more. That's how they assess their risk, unless you have money for inpatient. So maybe he doesn't have VA benefits. I don't know. But this is, I don't know. To me, this is like a social working session rather than a, my window got bashed in and you went and pawned my fucking computer somewhere. You know what I mean? You broke in my car. You stole my shit. I had to go running around Atlanta to go get my stuff because you say, I don't know. I think it's a convenient excuse that he's a drug addict. I think he probably, oh yeah, I'm on drugs.
Alignment.
I don't
Okay.
believe it.
Got it. Well, I
Makes a
appreciate you
lie.
working with him and it sounds like he would be an ideal client because he's doing a lot of the legwork for you. All right. Thank you.
One other piece I want to add is we got a letter.
Look at the prosecutor. She's about to laugh, but you're the one who recommended a 2-year sentence. So what's going on here?
Today, Pat has also been working with him, given, I guess that was based on his release from the cases from Prepared Life. We got a letter this morning from one of their counselors or social workers. So they've been trying to inject themselves to be supportive to his path to treatment and recovery.
Okay. Mr. Hassan, you were in the Navy when?
From 85 to 91.
All right. Long time ago. Thank you for your service. Were you honorably
Bernie is hilarious.
discharged or dishonorably discharged?
Under this,
You did your time and moved on to other things.
yes, sir.
What is your connection
Life
to
of
the
crime.
Atlanta area?
My family's here. I'm from here. I've been a part of the VA, been trying to get in treatment with them as well, because a lot of veterans suffer from PTSD. And I've been diagnosed with PTSD. And
From your time in the Navy?
definitely,
Were you deployed overseas?
yes.
Were you on a
He was damn Desert Storm.
boat always or on a ship?
Yeah, correct, Carrie. Yes.
Okay. And what type of traumatic events happened on an aircraft carrier?
Just a lot of injuries from aircraft, personnel getting injured on aircraft. So I was a
Okay.
medic, so.
You were the medic, so you were encountering these people who had suffered these injuries.
Yes.
Understood. Okay. Again, thank you for your service. So this is your native space. You didn't come.
I mean, 85 to 91, if I remember correctly, that was around the Gulf War time. Desert Storm was going on at that time. I remember when I graduated from high school. Desert Storm, the Gulf War, that whatever happened in Yemeni, I think. There were some things going on back then. But this man is middle age. He's probably damn near 60, if not 60 something. Sir, it's time. Like, you need to get your shit together.
Here after you left the Navy. You were here before and you're back here.
Yes.
Do you have kids?
No, sir.
All right. Are there other things you want me to understand about your situation?
Yes, sir. I definitely would like to get into treatment. And, the PTSD side, I haven't really, I was working with a doctor there. He left and he was making headways with me. So
A doctor where?
at the VA,
At the VA.
right, for the PTSD, he
Mhm.
left. So
It's
me,
been 40 years. Look at the prosecutor. It's been 40 years. You need to shut up. Like, McBurney's buying it, but I don't know. I'm not really about feel good justice. I think with the kids, you can give the kids a little bit of understanding, but this is a grown ass man who is on the other side of the mountain. You know what I'm saying? He's middle age, okay? Stop stealing.
I think I need to get back connected with that. I want to get back connected with it, find another doctor that was helping me.
Look at the lawyer, like, please shut up.
And that's where I'm at now. That's where I want to be.
Okay. What do you struggle with the most in terms of addiction? What substance or product?
Cocaine and alcohol.
Cocaine and alcohol? All right. Anything else you want to share?
I think the Hope House would be a good fit for me because there are a lot of veterans there. And the guy that came and interviewed me at the jail, he's a veteran. He said, I could help you get into treatment because they have a good treatment program for his PTSD as well, getting connected back into the VA with the right doctors there.
You were in our Veterans Court for a while. How long were you in Veterans Court?
I stayed there 4 months.
Who was the judge you worked with?
Newkirk.
Judge Newkirk. And it ended because
Staff conflict, staff personality conflict. It was a staff
my
member
dog
that
is
I had a
barking.
personality conflict with. We didn't see eye to eye.
and
I discharged.
you walked away from Veterans
I
Court.
asked Judge Newkirk to take me out of it, so I wouldn't keep getting conflict with that staff member there.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
Yeah,
Send him to the penitentiary already. I mean, they keep trying to hold his hand and he keeps reoffending. It's Nesto. This is Nesto right here, y'all.
I said, the Hope House, I think, would be a good fit because like the guy said, he's a veteran and he could help me get connected with a lot of the doctors there for his housing, jobs, stability there. That's what I really need.
Got it. Hope House is your preference.
Yes.
Mr. Amar, what do you know about this foreign warrant?
So I've been in touch with the folks in Alabama. He's been assigned a lawyer, sorta. There's been some weird paperwork issues over there. It's a very small case. It's a forgery case. There's a co-defendant who already pled out to, time served. It was I talked to that person's lawyer. I talked to, I think, his assigned lawyer. We were trying, the goal I was hoping is that we could get a production order while we were waiting here to take him over there.
Right.
Because the case is much smaller and, do a concurrent sentence, whatever would happen here. That hasn't happened. I haven't had any more contact with his lawyer, Ms. Shelby Scott in Alabama. This is in Anniston. But I think that's still the hope is that, because I would hate for him, whatever happens here. I think there's still a hope that we can go resolve that while this is pending and then come back and serve whatever he needs to serve here.
Is the alleged conduct more recent or less recent than the cases we're dealing with?
It's concurrent. I think it's the same. I think it's November from 24-ish.
Right.
All these cases, if you notice, are all within a month period.
Month or two, that's right. After he was on probation for a case from here.
That's it.
There's a North Carolina arrest.
I believe we looked into that. I think Jenny Hurwitz, I think that's no longer an issue, the best I could tell.
Right.
I think we resolved that, and I should know exactly how it resolved, but I think it's no longer.
Okay, but you're not aware of there maybe being a hook then coming from a third state?
That's correct. And my understanding is it got resolved, however it got resolved, probably before July.
Okay, either way, it's not something hanging over Mr.
This is what I'm going to say, though. There's no point in sitting there smirking, sis. You gave him a little slap on the wrist sentence. I mean, you should have at least tried to give him 10 years to serve at least 5 or 7, along with his probation violation being revoked to run consecutively, something like that, or something where he was going to spend 10 years. Whether it's his whole probation plus whatever, give him 10 years and he can get it together. Because at the end of the day, what's he going to do? This is awful.
Hassan's head. Mr. Hassan, you told me that you are a Georgia native-ish. Where in Georgia? If I'm thinking about saying you need to stay out of certain places, I don't want to exclude you from where a parent or a sibling might be, but I am interested in having you not be anywhere near North Fulton County. But that may be home base, and yet you're in Alabama and you're North Carolina. Where's home?
Right here in Atlanta, right here.
Atlanta's big. What?
The southeast Atlanta.
Okay.
Atlanta.
And who from your family is still in the Atlanta area?
My 3 brothers and my sisters here, cousins, nieces and nephews.
Okay, your brothers live where?
Decatur and part of Atlanta, southeast Atlanta.
Okay, and I think you said sister. Where does your sister live?
She lives in Decatur as well.
Okay, sounds like you got a lot of DeKalb family locations.
Mainly, yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Any other questions? I've heard about Hope House. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay. Mr. Hassan, well, I'm gonna ask, I'll just ask directly of Ms. Davis. Why did the state think withdrawing the recidivist notice was appropriate?
Good idea.
I'm trying to figure out what.
Can you tell us
The
that,
way you
Ms.
introduced it
Davis?
was, in light of the pleas, we're withdrawing our recidivist notice.
Yeah, call her out.
Judge, and I will say this has morphed into something else. I think when we first started, it was like 2 cases.
Okay, but you had committed then to withdrawing it
If
and
it
you
was a
didn't renege on that.
2 years, yes.
Okay, all right. Mr. Hassan, I find
homework
that there
again,
is a
Ms.
factual
Davis.
basis for your pleas in each of.
Ms. Davis didn't do her whole homework. Ms. Davis missed a step, and now you're sitting there embarrassed, as you should be, because, ma'am, he has quite the criminal record. He's wanted in Alabama. He's got some foolishness in North Carolina, and it really is giving Miss Davis, isn't 100%. And I'm sure she's got an incredible caseload, so we'll give her a little bit. But honey, let me tell you something. Last thing you want is Donna Trump going live at his daily press briefing and calling you out in Fulton County, because he can't stand y'all boss. You don't want him calling you out next because he can't stand funny. Okay. He would be happy to call out somebody who's playing around down there with their position and getting a government check. Baby, he will talk about you his whole lunch break. If you don't believe it, just turn on the news. He talks about everybody. He is a certified troll. Okay.
These cases, they all have a certain similarity. You had an MO, you
I think she's
were
smiling
feeding an
because she's
addiction.
embarrassed.
It was the way it sounds like you probably put food on the table and alcohol in your glass and cocaine in your system. And getting you treatment is probably one of the 2 most important things that comes out of that. The other is we leave Sandy Springs alone. And in particular, this implant place that you hit twice doesn't need to worry about their laptops rolling away anymore. So I am focused on lifting you up, but I am also focused on a community that might say, wait, what? He's just out and about again? I don't think that's appropriate. I think that I need to structure a sentence where you will receive treatment before you'd be in a position to walk away from treatment and perhaps relapse. Your addiction is strong and it grips you clearly very strongly because you're not a young guy, you're even older than I am. It just, when Miss Jackson was rattling it off, 03, 08, 14, 17, 21, you've been at it for a long time. And it can't be healthy on the inside. And it's dangerous on the outside. You may break into the wrong place and someone levels a shotgun at you. And this is Georgia. They can shoot you for coming in their property. And I laugh, but it's serious. And that wouldn't be what your brothers or your sister want to have happen. So, like I said, I find there's a factual basis. I also find that your pleas are knowing and voluntary. Voluntary means no one's forcing you to enter these pleas. You've been anxious for a while to resolve these cases. Knowing means you've understood everything. Any questions about anything we discussed? Pardon me?
No, sir.
No? Okay. All right. So, Mr. Hassan, there's got to be restitution, but it sounds like that's not anything being pursued at this time.
No, Judge, we just asked to reserve it.
Okay. All that means, Mr. Hassan, is that if Ms. Davis suddenly has lots of free time, which she won't, she could try to figure out what did these laptops cost? And if these different businesses that you burgled could show the laptops cost $100 or $1,000 and they could document it, that's restitution you owe. But I think everyone's being pretty realistic. Despite being a prolific burglar, you probably don't have $100,000 in your bank account to.
Judge McBurney is funny, y'all.
Pay these people back for the damage that you did. Mr. Amar, can someone in my office sign the 6 indictments or accusations to which Mr. Hassan is pleading? For you, sign your name.
Yes.
You seem
No,
troubled by
you
that.
said someone in your, you mean this?
And I'm going to be honest with you too. On top of everything, he's picking up another bunch of felonies. No one's going to hire him. He's got theft and dishonesty crimes. He's got theft by taking, theft by deception, thievery, so burglary. He's got a forgery charge. Where's he? I don't even know that he could get hired in the sanitation department. I don't know that he could get any kind of a government job that a VA person could qualify for, like even a good labor type job. Like I just don't think he could get it with his background, because even jobs at the sanitation department, things like that, you are around people's goods and items and they run background checks. Like, he's not qualified for anything. So he's going to go back to stealing. They're going to have to give him a trade. He's going to need to learn a trade and something that he can get a job with with this awful felony background that he has. Like, what's he going to do?
I'm sorry. I missed the maybe it was a 6, but they got me because there are so many.
There are 6 pleas, and we're.
And these are the type of felonies that will make you not qualified. Because if it's a company or a entity of any sort of size and they run LexisNexis, you're done. You're not qualified. You're going to be disqualified even if you pass the interview. Once they do your compliances for hire, which include a background check, you're toast.
2 revocations. No
And
signature
that's Walmart too.
needed for the revocations. I'll do that. But for each of the formal charging documents, in the olden days, we hand things around, sign.
Yes, you have no.
Great. And Ms. Davis, we can sign for you?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Hassan, can we electronically sign your name to the 6 documents indicating your guilty pleas?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Here's how we'll do this. I will go first on the calendar. 25 SC 000450, 2 counts of burglary in the 2nd degree, 1 possession of tools for commission of a crime. Your sentence as to count 1 and count 2 will be 4 years. Count 3 will run consecutive and will be 5 years. Counts 1 and 2 are in custody. Count 3 is probation. In 25 SC 004651, your sentence on count 1 will be 4 years. Your sentence on count 2 will be 5 years. Count 1 is to serve. Count 2 is consecutive probation. In 25 SC 004660, your sentence on count 1 is 4 years to serve. Same with count 2 will be 5 years to serve. That will run consecutively and will be probated. Count 3 is the misdemeanor, 12 months to serve. That'll run concurrently with count 1. Got to make sure I'm keeping track of all the numbers. That gets us to the 2 2s. So in '25 SC 006228, your sentence on count 1 is 4 years to serve. Count 2, 5 years probated, consecutive to count 1. On 229 is just 4 years to serve, only 1 burglary in the 2nd degree. And then in the case ending in 230, count 1 is 4 years to serve. Count 2 is 5 years consecutive probated. Your probation is the same in all of the cases. Special condition number 1 is that you stay out of Fulton County. You can be in DeKalb County, you can be in Clayton County. You cannot be in, or any other county, but you stay out of Fulton County, Georgia, unless he's going to need to go to Georgia Justice Project's office. I hadn't thought about that. That will be a resource base for him. Is that correct?
That's correct.
The place you can be in Fulton County is the Georgia Justice Project. So obviously getting to and from wherever you end up living, probably initially with a family member in DeKalb, you can go to the Georgia Justice Project's nice, by then it may be a different building, but, or a larger building, additional building. But that no Sandy Springs, they're not in Sandy Springs. No Lenox Mall, they're not at Lenox Mall, nothing like that. DeKalb County, anywhere else in Georgia, and the Georgia Justice Project's office. Another special condition of your probation is that, well, it's not going to be a condition of your probation. I am recommending to the Department of Corrections, and this will be on each of your sentences, that you participate in their RSAT program. They'll evaluate you to see if it should be what we call IRSAT, which is an integrated RSAT program that has a separate mental health component to it. But addiction is a mental health issue anyway, and RSAT is targeted at that. It is like drug court. The difference is you can't walk away from it. And I hear you on Hope House, but I worry that Hope House isn't structured enough for you. In fact, I heard both you and your lawyer say several times, I need something maybe more structured than that, and you were looking to drug court. We actually, when we are escalating from drug court, we go to Hope House because that's residential. You actually are there, you live there, but you could wake up one morning and walk away. And my concern is just looking at how long you've been at this and the addiction has been driving you the way it's been driving you, that you need treatment you cannot walk away from. And that's RSAT. And it could, residential substance abuse treatment. That could have been through probation, but if I sentence you both to time to serve on new cases as well as on a revocation, you're going to go to the Department of Corrections anyway. And so I am recommending to them that you participate in their residential substance abuse treatment program. 4 years may seem like a long time. Let me give you two little layers of silver lining. One, you get credit for all the time you've served. You've served about a year anyway. It may be more if you add up all the pieces from these different arrests, although as Mr. Amar pointed out, a lot of this, it wasn't a lot of arrests, first of all, and a lot of the behavior clustered post plea in your 24 SC case. But you'll get credit for at least 292 days. That I know. I've seen that in the system. Number two, if you successfully complete the RSAT program, Department of Corrections tend to move people to aftercare, which is treatment on the outside, halfway house, already focusing on how do I reintegrate into the community, either through their reentry program or in one of their halfway locations, because you will have been pretty focused on sobriety. And then the idea is let's keep working on that outside the environment of a Georgia Department of Corrections facility. I don't control any of that. I'm not GDC's boss, but I certainly can recommend it. Your record speaks for itself, and you'll go to the diagnostic facility and you're going to want to advocate for yourself in the way you've been doing it now, the way you've been making her job easier by saying, you know what I need drug treatment, and it needs to have an angle to it that's looking at PTSD. Good drug treatment, which you'll get in a place like RSAT, looks at the person and the root causes of the addiction. And it sounds like for you, a big piece of that is PTSD. So that will be addressed. Whether they say that's through the IRSAT or just RSAT, the experts will make that decision. I'm not comfortable coming up with a sentence that just gets you back out without having some treatment baked in first. It's not for want of trying on your part or your lawyer's part. And I want to say, lawyer, the team's part. The Georgia Justice Project is a team, and there have been people pushing and advocating for you. I understand why drug court didn't take you. I don't fault them. Part of it may have been it didn't go well with Veterans Court. Part of it clearly was it's just there are too many moving parts. The Alabama piece complicates it as well because you couldn't start drug court anyway. You need to resolve whatever's going on in Alabama. So I don't usually talk that much about the sentence, but you deserve an explanation because it's a little different from the effort that the Georgia Justice Project has invested in. But I think that level of structure, to me, most balances these competing interests I've got of getting you treatment, your record screams for it, and acknowledging what you've done in the community, which hasn't hurt people. No one's left bleeding. But you disrupt businesses. You take things that don't belong to you. You make people feel less comfortable in their work environment, et cetera. And you've done that so many times that there got to be consequences that flow from that. And that's where I come down on that. Ms. Davis, you had a few other conditions like anti-theft and whatnot. And I'm aware you asked for that. But given how I'm structuring it, any other conditions on probation?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Amar, any input you want?
No, Judge, that's fine.
I want to deal with the revocations, and they were on the calendar, so I don't need to get a due process waiver. What I'm going to do in 13 SC 120968 is revoke 3 years of that probation with no credit for time served. And close that one out. That's your oldest case, and there's actually more probation left on that. You don't need more probation on that case. Let's have a 13 SC case go away.
Okay.
And in your 24 SC case, the one from just last year, I will revoke 3 years and I'll suspend the balance. And again, not credit for time served because those 3 years prospective will not extend your overall sentence, given that I gave you 4 years where you have to get credit for time served on your newer cases. So that'll close out those two, one very, very old case and then your case from last year. But you heard me talk about it. You will be on probation for, I think it's at least 4, if not 5 cases. But it's 1 probation officer. It's not 5 probation fees. I will waive your probation supervision fees for the first 6 months after you get out. You're going to be wanting to get on your feet. And the last thing you need to do is go to Sandy Springs and break into an office so you can pay your supervision fee. So 6 months to figure something else out. Family will be there. The Georgia Justice Project will be there to help you move in a more productive direction. Do you have any questions about anything I've described?
So the sentence will be straight 4 years.
Correct.
I mean, everything will be run
Concurrent. All those sentences I mentioned are all concurrent. And so it's 4 years, but it's with credit for time served. So back out 292 days. But on some of those cases, it was followed by 5 years probation.
Okay.
And you'll be paroled at some point. This is parolable, and the state withdrew your recidivist notice. So you will likely be paroled out, and then your probation will start, and you'll be on probation for a while. If things don't go well, if RSAT doesn't stick, or for whatever reason you didn't get into RSAT, and we need to get you into the Metro Atlanta Day Reporting Center because you violated probation, we'll work through that. Mr. Amar or one of his colleagues will be here. But the structure I've described is let's get you that custodial drug treatment, and then you'll be on probation so that if there is aftercare, there's supervision during that aftercare.
Gotcha.
Any questions?
Understood.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Okay.
Ms. Simpson, did you need to add anything other than he'll need to report within 48 hours? Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Davis, her offer was not accepted. The judge went higher. We did read the People magazine article. Maybe I flipped it, but we did read it. I don't know where is that Tracy? Cecilia, 41, was killed in the parking lot outside of the PetSmart in Dallas on Tuesday, October 7th. Kiana Hampton, 22, was charged with her murder. The fatal encounter happened when Simpson reportedly held the door open for Hampton as they were both leaving a Five Below store. When Hampton didn't thank Simpson, police say that the two women engaged in a verbal altercation. That's when I said be a cheerful giver. If you're going to stand on ceremony about people saying thank you for stuff, girl, I don't know. I feel bad for the lady who died because she was there with her daughter and everything. But what people have to understand, these little YNs, female and male, are a trip, and leave these people alone. They are on all kinds of drugs. Some of them are the product of all kinds of drugs. People have been taking ecstasy, all kinds of pills, all kinds of different types of weed, pills, powders, alcohol. These kids are on some shit, and they are very quick to flip on that ass. And someone doesn't say thank you, so what? That's awful. I feel bad for that lady, had to die like that. But she activated something in this crazy girl. And once you started, I mean, some people, once they get started, they can't stop. So that's unfortunate. I feel sorry for her. And the young lady is sitting up there in jail, and she's not getting out either. She got a murder charge. If I could see all of her charges. Yeah, the main charge on her jacket right now is murder. Murder was the case that they gave her, okay? Murder, okay? Probably in some other things, I don't know. Now, I don't know if that's going to be a stand your ground type situation. I don't know what it is, but based on the video and all of those things, they went and arrested her. So I don't know. We gonna see. We gonna see. I did send a request to see if I could get the actual police report. So we'll see when I get whatever they give me. Okay. I wonder if they're not going to do the sentencing today because there's another criminal in court. Judge McBurney got a busy court. Girl, look at this guy. Look at Papa Smurf.
Yes, sir, I will.
Then let's go forward. This case, you'll need to answer all two under oath, ask you about resolving your case today. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Davis is going to put you under oath, ask you a bunch of questions about your rights and this case. You'll need to answer all those truthfully.
Remember the crack babies, right? These are now meth babies, fentanyl babies, crystals, all kinds of shit, ecstasy babies. Like, these are the kids who are the products of all kinds of manufactured drugs. These kids got short tempers and are walking around here very confused and hostile.
If at any time during our conversation you're confused about what we're talking about, you just got a question, will you let me know?
Yes, sir, I will.
Then let's go forward.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony that you will give in this matter before the court shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Please state your true, correct, and legal name.
Rodney Brown.
How old are you and how far, are you under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or medication at this time?
No, ma'am, I'm not.
Is there any medication that you normally take that you have not taken today?
No, ma'am, not.
How old are you and how far have you gone in school?
I graduated and I'm 44.
Graduated high school, college.
I got an associate degree in horticulture, but I graduated with a GED and then I did that.
Where did you get a horticulture degree?
The University of Cincinnati is a small little college. You know, I do like, you know, if you heard of agriculture, they deal with animals. I deal with plants, like cutting down trees and irrigation and flowers and stuff like that.
But like the University of Cincinnati, like the Bearcats or whatever they're called?
No, it was like a small college. It was a smaller college. It's like more like a Voltech college.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did Judge McBurney just catch him in a lie? Did he say agriculture deals with animals and he deals with plants? So he said horticulture. Can we hear that little speech one more time? I thought he said University of Cincinnati.
I graduated with a GED and then I did that. I graduated and I'm 44.
Graduated high school, college.
I got an associate degree in horticulture, but I graduated with a GED and then I did that.
Where did you get a horticulture degree?
The University of Cincinnati is a small little college. You know, I do like, you know, if you heard of agriculture, they deal with animals. I deal with plants, like
agriculture is farming, sir.
down trees and
Got it.
irrigation and flowers
Okay.
and stuff like that.
But like the University of Cincinnati, like the Bearcats or whatever they're
No,
called?
no, it was like a small college. It was a smaller college. It's called
Okay.
like it's
Maybe it was like University of Cincinnati downtown campus or University of Cincinnati Southern Coast. You know how some of the big colleges have multiple campuses? There's like the main campus, but then they could have 10 satellite campuses. Maybe it's hopeful, girl. Don't lie to the judge, please, or the internet.
like more like a Voltech college.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you able to read, write, and understand the English language?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a United States citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you're charged with the following
He said agriculture dealt with animals. I was like, wait a second. No, it does not. That's like farming.
offenses in indictment 25 SC 005291, willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer and theft by shoplifting?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you have the right to plead either guilty or not guilty to these charges? And if you plead not guilty or remain silent, you may receive a jury trial.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you had enough time to speak with your lawyer, Attorney Wood?
Well, let me correct myself. Farming as a whole. So I guess farm animals as well. So he wasn't completely wrong. Okay.
About all the facts and circumstances known to you
But
regarding
it's a farming discipline.
this indictment, including any potential defenses?
Yes, ma'am. I have.
Do you need more time to discuss this case with your attorney?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with her services?
Yes, ma'am.
Attorney Wood, do you waive formal reading of this indictment and any and all defects therein for the purposes of this plea?
We do.
Mr. Brown, do you remember being arrested on these charges?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, the state's unaware of any outstanding warrants related to this matter. Attorney Wood, are you aware of any outstanding warrants related to this case?
I am not.
Mr. Brown, has your attorney advised you of the minimum and maximum sentence for each charge to which you are pleading to today?
Yes, ma'am.
For the willful obstruction, it's a minimum of 1 year, a max of 5. For theft by shoplifting, it is 1 year to 10 years.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that today you are entering a negotiated plea of guilty, which means the state will make a recommendation to the court?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand the court is not required to accept the state's recommended sentence?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand the court has the right to sentence you to the maximum possible sentence on each charge?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that there are multiple charges to which you are pleading guilty today, and the court has the right to run those sentences consecutively?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand if you're placed on probation of any kind, you cannot violate any criminal laws of any governmental unit or any special conditions of probation without being subject to revocation for the balance of that sentence?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you're not allowed to possess a firearm while on probation?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that this plea may be used to enhance sentencing on other convictions in this jurisdiction, as well as other jurisdictions, including federal courts?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand if you're not a United States citizen, a guilty plea conviction will affect your immigration status and will result in deportation, just like a conviction at a trial would, and that is true regardless of any advice by your attorney or anyone else?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that by pleading guilty to a felony, if you use, receive, possess, or transport a firearm, or use a firearm in crime, you'd be guilty of a felony which can carry a sentence from 1 to 15 years in prison?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand there may be other adverse or unfavorable consequences as a result of this guilty plea conviction, just as there would be from a conviction following a trial? For example, your guilty plea may affect the right to vote, to hold public office, to serve on a jury, to obtain a passport, to receive, use, or possess or transport a firearm, or the ability to obtain employment.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you waive any and all defenses, including any mental health defenses, by entering this plea of guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that by pleading guilty, you're giving up the following rights? I'm going to go over 9 and then ask you, do you understand? Okay. The right to a trial by jury, the right to remain silent and not incriminate yourself, the right to confront witnesses against you, the right to the assistance of counsel hired by you or to court-appointed counsel if you cannot afford an attorney at a trial of your case, the right to the presumption of innocence, the right to testify on your own behalf and to present other evidence, the right to subpoena witnesses and compel the production of evidence, the right to have the charges against you proved beyond a reasonable doubt, and the right to appeal if convicted of these charges after a trial. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. I do.
Do you understand that you have only a limited right to appeal this guilty plea conviction?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you only have 4 years from today for the felony charges to file a habeas corpus petition challenging the voluntariness of this guilty plea?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you plead to the charges in indictment 25 SC 005291, willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer and theft by shoplifting?
Guilty, ma'am.
Has anyone forced you, threatened you, or promised you anything to get you to enter this guilty plea?
No, ma'am.
Is it your decision to waive these rights and enter a guilty plea because you are in fact guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this guilty plea freely and voluntarily given with the full knowledge of the charges against you?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, the state believes the evidence would show at trial that on August 6, 2025 at 375 18th Street Northwest in Atlanta in Fulton County, the defendant, identified as Rodney Brown, was observed selecting and concealing and passing all points of sale with several HP ink cartridges, totaling approximately a little bit over $500. This occurred in Atlantic Station's Target when officers did attempt to place him under arrest. He bit an officer.
He bit an
And that's the
officer.
violence.
Okay.
He bit somebody. Sir, what is going on? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, Papa Smurf?
The state is making a recommendation for Mr. Brown to do 5 years to serve 60 days, the balance on probation.
Miss Davis. So if your husband was the law enforcement officer, or you, if that was you out there in your Atlanta PD and you had to arrest this guy on the street and he turned around and bit you, you're going to be happy with serve 60 days? Is that what we're doing? You got to be kidding, ma'am.
For him to complete an anti-theft course, stay away from Atlantic Station, and to complete 40 hours community service.
Who came up with that? Girl, they're doing some foolishness. I know that didn't come from Fonnie's desk. We're going to see what Judge McBurney says. I know he's going to be like, I think I got something different on this one. Let me handle this again, Miss Davis. Excuse me. So did he break somebody's skin?
All right. Let's hear, please, from Ms. Jackson, criminal history on Rodney Brown.
Yes, sir. There are 19 cycles.
Baby, Miss Davis. Miss Davis.
The last arrest was January the 16th, 2024 out of Florida for not complying with the register. He does appear to have an outstanding hold out of Florida for a failure to appear. The date on that warrant was February the 22nd, 2024. And he does have felony convictions. There was one in 2017 out of Florida for a failure to comply with the register. And there was one in 2005 out of Oklahoma for the actual CWAC conviction. And there is a misdemeanor conviction that was in 2018 out of Clayton County where DU.
Miss Davis, can you please sharpen your pencil? Or can you plug in your keyboard? Do what you got to do, sis. But these little plea deals you're coming up with are not holding, hon.
And he received a no-low contendory sentence in 2000 out of Oklahoma for assault and battery. Nothing in addition, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am. And I think we are done for the day with the criminal histories. Appreciate your help.
Thank you. Have a great one.
You too. Ms. Wood?
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Brown is 44 years old. He does have some college education. He has 3 children. He's been here in Fulton County for 65 days. He is eager to move forward and take care of his business in Florida. That hold is active from what I can tell. So we would just ask that you accept the state's recommendation in this case.
Where's home for Mr. Brown?
Well,
I have family here and I have family in Florida. You know, my brother, I work with him down there, and my uncle actually owns a tower company down this way. So I work.
It's giving Papa is a rolling stone. Wherever he lays his hat is his home.
For him sometimes. So whoever give me the best job offer, to be honest, when I get out, you know, to get my life back on track.
Got it. How old are your kids?
8, and I have a 9-year-old, 2 twins.
The twins are 8 or the twins are 9?
The twins are 9.
All right, so 1 8-year-old, 2 9-year-olds. Got it. And are they all in the same household?
Yeah, they don't. They're not with me right now. They're with their mother. You know what I mean?
Right, but one mom for all 3 kids.
Yeah.
And are they in Florida, Oklahoma, Georgia?
They're back home in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So you've got kids in Oklahoma, family in Florida, and then one of your brothers is in Georgia? Is that-
My aunties are here. My uncle's here. I have a brother here.
Okay.
You know, mostly all my family is down this way and then in Florida.
Okay. Would you say more family is in Florida or is more family in Georgia?
About the same.
50-50?
Yeah.
Do you have family besides your kids in Oklahoma?
My grandma stays down there. She's like the only one. Like all her kids kind of migrated this way for like a better opportunity with their businesses and stuff like that.
Got it. Okay. So I'm asking about the locations because if you're going to be on probation in Georgia, it's hard for you to then be in Florida. If you know you're most likely going to be in Florida, then either we do probation here, you have to be here for a while and you transfer it, or I do a suspended sentence that says stay out of Georgia and you're down in Florida. But I don't know where you expect to be right off the bat.
I can be honest with you, Your Honor. I would love to have the suspended sentence and stay in Florida close to my mom, that she's getting up in age and stuff like that. You know, she's starting to forget things. But if I was to ever come back, I will let law enforcement or probation know, and I would ask to come back and not just like come back without, you know, permission. Cause I'm tired of coming in this jail. I'm tired, even though this is my first, I'm just tired of going to just do this my whole life. You know what I mean?
You're getting up there and being out of jail is probably a better situation.
It's
You
breaking me
lying,
down, to be
right,
honest with you. I
Benita?
can't do this no more in my life. You know, I
Okay.
have enough.
Well, you shouldn't bite the police officers then.
Okay. Thank you. He's lucky he's got his teeth. I don't know
Okay.
if he's got his teeth or not, but he might have lost one biting me.
So what I'm going to do, well, first of all, Mr. Brown, I find there's a factual basis for your plea, and that your plea is knowing and voluntary, meaning you've understood what we talked about and no one's forcing you to enter this plea.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Wood, can someone in my office sign the indictment for you?
Yes.
Ms.
I
Davis?
think
Yes.
they're gonna end up doing the sentencing tomorrow because
Mr. Brown, is it okay if we electronically sign your name to the indictment indicating your guilty plea?
Yes, sir.
All right. What I'm going to do, Mr. Brown, is sentence you on the theft by shoplifting. Did you say is 1 to 10?
Yes, Judge. I think
Okay.
it has to be over.
Yeah.
I think it was because it's over 500.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. I'm going to sentence you, Mr. Brown, to 5 years to serve 6 months with the balance suspended. The special conditions of your suspended sentence are, number 1, that you stay out of the state of Georgia other than, I can't actually banish you from the entire state. So I need to give you a circuit in Georgia where you can be.
this is just
Should have looked this up in advance, but didn't think of it till the end.
it's like the petty criminals with the recidivists. They get no time, and then somebody random comes through.
The Eastern Judicial Circuit, which is Chatham County, which is Savannah. So if you're going to be in Georgia, you can be in Chatham County. Otherwise, you'd be violating one of the conditions of your suspended sentence. So you don't have a probation officer, but if you got picked up in Macon and the prosecutor's office got word that Mr. Brown got arrested and it was in Macon, they could come before me and say, you need to revoke some of that suspended sentence because he wasn't in Chatham, he was in Macon or Atlanta, any of
You ever
these
done it
places
for
that are
nephews?
not Savannah and the county in which Savannah lies. The other special condition of your suspended sentence is that you obey the laws of Georgia, the other 49 states in the United States. That's a long way of saying, if you get arrested in Oklahoma again, that would be a basis to revoke some of your suspended sentence here. So when you get out, there'll be this 4.5-year clock that's ticking. You're not reporting to anyone. No one's looking over your shoulder. You can be down in Florida. You just can't be in Georgia. You could be in Oklahoma. You could be in Montana. But if you get arrested, charged with something else, and that comes across the prosecutor's radar, then they could take out a warrant to get you brought back here, and we would talk about revoking some of your suspended sentence. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You'll get credit for all the time you've served. You'll be in custody a little while longer, but the benefit of this sentence from the other one we've been talking about is it's followed by you being able to head on down to Florida and do your own thing. Okay?
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. If Nesto had McBurney, he might have been done by now. McBurney seems to he stays at work. Look how late it is. McBurney been on the clock all day and doing it on Zoom. He works.
Sure. I appreciate it. Thank you for everything, Your Honor.
I mean, I don't know what Dunaway does over there, but McBurney, he handles that business.
Well, good luck with things. I hope you are able to reconnect with their kids. I bet they would like to see you around sometime.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Wood, anything else?
No, Judge, thank you.
Ms. Davis?
No, Your Honor.
All right.
Thank you, Ms. Davis.
Yeah, they're probably, thank you, Miss Davis, with the good sentences. Thank you, Miss Davis, with the lenient time. Okay, so I guess Tuitt is gonna come back tomorrow. Okay, guys, we stayed all day, and look what happened.
I'm sorry,
They got more.
I probably didn't say it. We're 5
Are they
years
still
to serve
alive?
6 months. Same sentence, both.
What? Oh, he cut off. He cut off. Okay. Let me see.
You, Mr. Brown.
Papa Smurf.
You'll get credit for all the time you've served.
Okay, yeah, Papa Smurf is done. Okay, you guys. Anyway, what a mess. Okay. What time is it? 4:30. Okay. Interesting. So we do know the case that we were following, the verdict is in way early in this video. And I'll probably retitle this video and I'll drop a little vignette, little small itty bitty for the 6 counts. The 6 counts, was it 8? No, 8 counts guilty. So if any of you guys were curious, Cordarra was found guilty on 8 counts. Let me see, McBurney. He's not going back and forth with no, but he goes through, like, he's got a whole day plan, but he's got other stuff. And when they go on break, or he knows that he's got a minute, he'll just like, okay, guys, we're gonna take. Okay, jury, you take a 15-minute break. I'm going to hear this case. And then you know what I'm saying? Like he probably heard about 4 or 5 other cases during this same day with this trial going on. You know what I mean? And he did it yesterday too. Okay. Well, I'll see you guys later. I'm not, okay, I'll see you guys later. I might see you guys in members. A little later. Let me handle some business. I need to go and check on my daughter. And I'll be in members probably for like a minute. And then tomorrow, hopefully, we will get our verdict. Well, we got the verdict, but we'll get the sentence and then we'll call it. We'll wrap it up. It's been a crazy week. All right. Okay, you guys. I'll see you guys later. I know you guys have been blowing me up about yesterday. And I'm gonna be honest, it didn't really have anything to do with me. And but I know that there is one open item for somebody, not me. So, and you guys want to hear my thoughts on it. And I think if you know me well enough, you know how I feel about it, which is I'm good. But you know, if you want to talk about it, we'll talk about it a little bit later. So I don't want to put all that in this video, so we'll talk later. Okay. All right, just in time. Okay, you guys, I'll see you guys a little bit later. Have a good evening, and I'm gonna check back in with y'all. Okay.